we feel like we were able to add a number of young, talented players to the roster this weekend who fit our offense and defensive schemes. We feel like we were able to address a number of needs across the roster on both sides of the ball. And then perhaps most importantly, we feel good about adding a number of individuals that embody the tough, smart, accountable culture that we're trying to build upon here in Cleveland. Free agencies, I do think, allowed us to remain flexible within the draft. It allowed us to add talent to some specific spots on the roster. And so we do think that it served as a pretty good foundation leading into this weekend. But taking them both together, we do like where we sit here on April 25th. But that being said, we do have 4 or 5 months till our first game, and the off-season or personnel cycle, it doesn't just end tonight. There's still plenty of work to be done on the roster. There's still going to be opportunities over the next several months, and we'll continue to explore those. The draft process, to some degree, it becomes at least like a 15-month elimination process, because you may start with a pool of, a couple thousand seniors and underclassmen across college football, and you whittle your board not just on talent, but it could be fit within the offensive defensive system, character, mental, you name it. And so you get to a point where, at least in our case, we would have a board of about 140 players that we thought appropriately fit what we were looking for, within the Browns organization: talent, scheme fit, character, mental, you name it. So that's really baked in before we get to the weekend, where when we're selecting players, we're selecting from a menu, so to speak, of players that we think would be good Cleveland Browns.
Can you just give us your overview of how you thought you and Kevin Stefanski worked and played off each other in your first draft together? And
I love working with Kevin. Just period. His insight, his calmness, his intelligence. It really doesn't matter the situation that we're dealing with, and certainly his presence is more than appreciated. Over the course of the last 3 days going through the draft. And it's not just his insight with how players marry a scheme or his own individual evaluations, but he's also such a great thought partner in terms of strategy, not just X's and O's, but things we do on the personnel side or as we're thinking through things on the clock. So I really couldn't ask for a better partner, really in any situation. And I'm really pleased with how our first draft has gone as a group.